Welcome to Cult Fiction. We are talking today about the first four episodes of Stranger Things Season 5, last season of Stranger Things, which is now out on Netflix. Our last video that we did was a set of predictions. I don't think that any of our predictions actually came true. So we're is that right? Okay, so we're gonna just jump straight into it. Out of the four of us, I know that Bueller is the one who likes the show the least. So let's start with Bueller and see what he had to say about these four episodes. What do you think? Did it redeem itself, or are you still not so hot on it? What do you
I'm
think?
back. I'm back in, baby.
All right, cool. Tell
I'm
us.
back in. I just really enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the storytelling was really well done. I like the character involvement. I like everything I'm seeing. Like, I don't have any complaints. Um,
Good.
4 episodes. I thoroughly enjoyed everything. I saw some stuff online. I've actually seen a fair amount of hate online, and I don't get it. I don't feel like it's justified. Um,
What's the hate that you've seen? What kind of stuff have you seen?
I've seen like the special effects are cheesy and not very well done. I've
Hmm.
seen the budget for this what is it, 9 episodes, 8 episodes is astronomically huge, which it is. But if you look at it for 9 episodes and it's 400 something $1 million versus say Endgame or Infinity War, which was, $3.5 million, you're looking at 2.5 hours versus 9 plus hours,
Right.
and it's only $100 million more. So they're doing a lot with not a lot more budget in a larger span of time. So I'm not going to hate on that. I haven't seen anything that stands out to me where like, oh, this is absolutely atrocious. Like, come on, man. Like, what do you want for you're getting an hour-long episode every time you watch this, and they're all done big. They're done huge.
Right.
Um,
I think some of it is they have like Vecna kind of CGI a bit now, and a lot of people complain about CGI in
which is
general. But
crazy because I
yeah,
saw the video of him getting into costume. I saw the video of him
yeah,
like spending hours in makeup getting into that costume.
Right.
And then to like waste that with the CGI that we saw, that does kind of bum me out a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, that's the world that we live in now. That's what they're doing in movies.
Right.
Um, some of the other complaints were like, spoiler, Will's powers were undeserved at the end of the last episode. Um, I've also
Hmm.
seen
I don't think so.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Will's acting is terrible. The only like real terrible acting that I saw the entire time that I was watching these 4 episodes, was when Mike and was it Holly, his sister, were sitting on the bench at the school.
Hmm.
That scene felt weird. Like nothing about that scene felt raw or organic. It felt like
Hmm.
let's do this post uh in post and edit it back in.
Right.
Something about that whole thing just
I
felt
feel
off.
I almost feel like them adding in Polly as such a big character has been kind of weird and forced
Yeah, you could go
also.
either way on it.
I'm not
You
going
Yeah.
to
know.
disagree with that at all. As far as the predictions go, I only say this because I brought it up from a thread that I read about the D&D thing and about how the Nat 20 beat Vecna in the D&D game, and then you have 11, and then of course now we have 8. But I mean, I guess we kind of all thought they're going to bring back 8 anyway. The only thing that I'm seeing is the separation of Vecna and one. They seem to be kind of showcasing that a little bit, like they're hinting at some kind of separation. I don't know how it's going to work,
Hmm.
if it's even going to work, or if it's even going to happen in the upcoming episodes. But
Hmm.
I do feel
well,
like they're kind of moving towards something like that, or I'm hoping because that was the prediction that I brought forward.
Hmm.
I mean, you could say, I mean, because the way I took it, and it hasn't been real specific yet, but this is just my take on it with the what's his name? Will, he doesn't have powers of his own. He's just sort of stealing Vecna's Wi-Fi,
Right.
when he's like, so it's just sort of like. So because they have that connection, he's just sort of using Vecna's powers. It's not. I don't think he has powers the same way Eleven has powers.
Right. It's like
He's just
11
sort
can
of.
create her own tunnel,
Uh,
but
and that's
but
why they say like the whole thing nerd alert. But when they talk about like the difference between wizard and sorcerers and D and
right.
D, that's why
Yeah,
that's what it is. Like the sorcerer has like a unique power, but yeah,
I see them kind of they're giving certain characters certain abilities, and they're pushing them forward a lot more this season than they have in the past, especially with Will, obviously. But I
Hmm.
think with Max also, I mean, we saw her, levitating and stuff, and we know that it was because of Vecna, but her being able to operate in the upside down and also live in the right side up, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. Is also giving her a certain ability that the average person doesn't have.
Mhm.
So that's something that I think they're kind of leaning into. Uh,
That was something I wanted to ask you guys actually, with the whole Max thing. Was she in the Upside Down? Because she was
Um,
saying she was in a memory, right?
yeah.
Like, like there wasn't all the stuff floating in the air and everything, and it wasn't weird. Like she was in a cave in Arizona, I
Well,
guess,
Well,
or
she's,
I
I
think
mean,
something like
she's
I
not
that.
on
think
the upside
she
down. No.
I think she is in the upside down. She's on the other side of that wall, and
Okay.
that's his prison. That's like his memory prison in there.
yeah, because I think
Um,
he has complete control over that environment. That's why it's
over
bright
that
and it
environment,
looks
right?
like the normal.
So she's outside. She's in the Upside Down, but she's outside of that.
See, I think one of the things, and this is how I took it with Will, is that he had that conversation with Vecna, and Vecna was like, I broke you, and you showed me all the stuff that I could do, and that's why he was kidnapping all these kids and stuff like that. And I think what we're also kind of missing is Vecna doesn't necessarily know all the stuff that he can do and what the ramifications are. Like he basically said that he was testing on Will,
Hmm.
you know,
Mhm.
and now that it seemed like it worked on Will, now he's going to move on to other kids. But he didn't know that now Will could do the stuff that he just did, right?
Right.
Well,
That would be a complete surprise to Vecna. In the same way where Vecna, um, maybe he's never had somebody um where he put them in the air and broke all their limbs and stuff like that, and then they lived, right?
Hmm.
So this is all like new to him too, in a sense. It's not like he's 1,000 years old. He's
Right.
doing some of this for the first time too, and it's having unintended consequences for him,
Hmm.
including keeping Max alive. She's alive, and then Will is able to siphon off the Wi-Fi,
Hmm.
right?
mhm.
Hmm.
I don't think he was planning for that. And so that's why I don't see it as like Will um his powers are undeserved. I think it's actually good storytelling, especially when you take into account the conversation he just had with Vecna right before he realized he had, that he could control things, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
And then you partner that with the conversation that he had with Robin, then the conversation that he had with Mike, and then the secondary conversation he had with Robin afterwards, which was, um, Robin trying to, giving an example of like, I would touch this girl and see if she touched me back, and that's kind of
Right.
how I would
Right.
know.
Right.
And
Right.
then he tried that with Mike, and then Mike didn't, and so Robin was like, "Look, it, kind of clear." And I'm actually kind of glad that they put that to the side. Not like Will can be gay, like who cares? I thought what was stupid was that he was putting all of his emotions into his friend who's been railing 11 for the last 4 years.
Right.
Like
Right.
that was the silly part. That was the silly part. It's not that he's gay. He'd be gay all day. It was that like in his mind he was gonna magically go away with this guy who's so clearly in love with 11,
His
one of your
girlfriend.
best
Yeah.
Right.
friends. And
Right.
it just seemed like it was like I'm okay with Will being gay. I'm not okay with Will being stupid.
Right.
And that was
Mhm.
Will was kind of was like stupid. That was making Will stupid to me.
Right. Right. Right.
And so I'm glad they're moving past that. There's like, dude, it's not gonna happen. So when Robin saw that and she was like, look, I was kind of putting all my self-confidence in thinking it was because of this girl, and it really wasn't. I was already, it was already in there and all that kind of stuff. And you could see how maybe that's why he thought he was in love with Mike, because Mike's always pumping him up. Mike's always like, dude, you're dope. You're artistic and you're smart and you're, blah, blah, blah. He's got his back like 100% of the time. And when you have like really low self-esteem like Will, he's kind of like, man, the only time I feel good is when I'm
Right.
around Mike. And
Right.
so I'm in love with Mike. And it's like, you don't have to be in love with him.
Right.
He's
Robin's
just
like,
your bro, dude. He's
you
your
gotta
best
find
friend.
your power inside yourself,
Right.
and don't look outside yourself. I think that's a good, and that's what enabled him to
Exactly.
tap into his powers. So that's
Yeah, and
good.
it didn't hurt that the thing's first victim was gonna be Mike,
Right.
right? And he was like, "Oh, bitch, no, you're not." It's it's like now if I'm gonna do anything ever, this is the time for me to do
Right.
it.
Right.
I will say the two things, and I told this to Jubal when we were talking privately. The problem with these seasons coming out like 3 years later, you know, is that sometimes they put things in the show that they really, I think, expected it to be like, oh, what a dope moment. But other shows have already done it now. So,
Right.
like, for example, when they showed Linda Hamilton, I was like, man, this would have been dope if I didn't see Resident Alien do this exact same thing where she played the exact same character 2 years ago
Right.
you know and so it was like I bet you when they made that they were like people are going to be like Linda Hamilton, it's the 80s, fucking nostalgia, blah blah, and it would have been because that's
Mhm.
how I felt when I watched Resident Alien. And I
Right.
was like, oh, Linda Hamilton, and now I'm like, oh man, they just got the legs kicked out from them on that one. And then the other one was like with him grabbing all the kids. I'm like, this is very weaponsy. This
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
kind of weapons. And so it's like you had arguably the biggest movie in the genre last year, this
Right.
past year come out
Kind of
about stealing
took the edge
kids.
off a little bit. Took the
Right,
edge
takes
off of
the
it.
edge off, and you're stealing a bunch of kids, and then you're like Linda Hamilton, same like character as Resident Alien. I'm like, man, they really got. But that's why that sucks when you take 3 or 4 years to do a
But I
season.
watch Resident Alien, so it doesn't affect me at all.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should. You
Hey,
should.
so
Resident Alien's pretty good.
since we have a laugh break, Alex, do you want to give your first clue?
Oh,
Oh
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we
no
gotta do our
kidding,
trivia.
man. Yeah, doing trivia. So let me get. So how many are we going to do? Like four? Is it five?
I think
Whatever.
five is the
What is
bonus
that?
clue.
First clue, perfection.
Perfection.
Oh, and
Okay,
how are we sending it to you? Text?
Go. You can text me.
okay.
Okay.
I'm going to start a timer, just FYI.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Well,
Good.
Perfection is the first clue.
Perfection.
There's not a movie about me yet.
Wow.
Yeah. Shut
Perfection.
up.
I you know what? I know what it is, but I don't know the movie. That's what's already pissing me off.
From one word, you already
Yep.
know.
I know what it is.
I don't. So I'm gonna need another clue.
I'm gonna have to look up the name of the movie, but I got another. I put it one. He didn't say yes, so I'm assuming that's not it. So there's one more that I think could be with that.
You said we're texting?
yeah, Eric's the only one that texted me, and that's not it.
Well,
Nope, that's not it.
guess what? I don't know what he said, so I'm going to send you the exact same thing he did.
Boom.
Nope.
Nope. My guess is wrong. Okay, so
Negative.
I wanted to say something that Alex and I both agreed on, by the way. Very important point about this show. Needs more Murray.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Murray's great.
There's not
Needs
enough
more
left for
Murray.
Murray.
Really
There's not
need
enough.
more Murray. I need a
Cannot
Murray
be enough
scene.
left for Murray.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I need a good solid 10 minutes of Murray per episode at least.
And I feel like they kind of realized that, like
Right.
after when they because tell me if anybody else kind of caught this. He shows up with an order,
Truckload full of
with a
goods.
truckload of stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you're early," right?
Mhm.
That tells me that he doesn't come every day. Probably comes once a week, once whatever. And then by the end, they were doing stuff like the next day and he was bringing the order like the next day, right? And I just kind of felt like they were kind of messing with their timeline on how often he comes and he brings orders
Hmm.
because they needed to shoehorn him in there somehow, you know? And it's just like
Yeah,
he
I mean,
went
you
from
you
probably
could say
showing
it's
up like
time
once a month
compression,
to like, oh, he's bringing the stuff they need the next day,
right?
after he already brought something. And I just kind of felt like it was somewhere along the
Whatever, I'm
line
fine with
somebody,
it.
Yeah, I'm fine
yeah,
with
like somewhere
it.
along the line somebody put that like that little piece of paper under a door and just said more Murray. And they're like, fuck,
Right.
It's
okay,
it's
yeah.
almost like when they got rid of Sean Astin and people were like bummed about that. So they're like, okay, let's not fuck this up with Murray.
Right, right. Yeah, that was when Bob died, that was a sad moment. It really was.
Yeah, that was pretty harsh.
Uh
But it
so
went out like
I
a G.
Bob dying like affected me more than what's his name, Eddie dying in season 4, honestly.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like that's the
Yeah.
one that everybody seems to remember, but I'm like, man, you guys already forgot Bob.
So let me
Bob
ask,
superhero.
speaking of that, let me ask you guys this. Is Eddie dying the reason that Dustin is such a douchebag so far in this season?
It
Yeah.
may be, dude. It
Because
may
he's a
be.
mega
I mean,
douche.
yeah, he's wearing the shirt and everything, the
Yeah.
Hellfire Club shirt.
He's a mega douche, but if we don't get justice for his ass whooping, I'm gonna be very sad.
Right.
But I also feel like this might be a Happy Gilmore moment where we don't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
'Cause Ben Stiller never got his ass whooped in Happy Gilmore, and
Right.
he fucking needed it.
But see, here's the thing.
Technically, it's a deleted scene where he did get
Hmm.
beat,
I'm
but
I'm
it's
gonna
just not
get
in the movie.
I'm gonna get, you know, I'm gonna be contrarian here.
Okay.
I'm gonna be unpopular opinion. Um he should get his ass whooped. Like the reason being is because when we watch a show, and this goes back to season 4, when we watch a show, we know everything that's going on.
Right.
The people in the show do not have all the information.
Yeah.
And so that kid who died in season 4, like the bully, look at it from his point of view. His girlfriend was killed at the local like drug dealer's house.
Right.
That's what he sees when he sees Eddie, right?
Mhm.
Eddie's the local pothead. He deals drugs to the high school kids, and he's fucking, and he's just like Satan, murder, and his girlfriend is like brutally murdered at his place. That's all he knows. He doesn't know about Vecna. He doesn't know
Right.
about the Upside Down. He doesn't know any of that stuff. And then and they tried to portray him as this real piece of shit, but I'm like, and then his friend died, and then it happened to like his buddy in the water too. All
Right.
he knows is something's weird with y'all, and you're killing his girlfriend and one of his best friends.
Right.
And they kept trying to make him like he was this bad guy, and I'm like, you have to do more. You have to do a better job of selling that because it wasn't like he was this foaming at the mouth racist just because he was going after Lucas because his friend that died that he was so pissed about was a black kid,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So there you had to do something more in the storytelling, like have him smack someone that didn't deserve it, kick somebody, say something,
Right.
he had to give me something.
Right.
When he died at the end, I know people were like, yeah, and I'm like, why are you excited? Think
Right.
about it from his point of view. His
Right.
girlfriend is murdered in a drug dealer's house, and these kids on the run, he's following them, and one of his best friends gets killed. He's the bad guy. Why again?
Right.
And so from their perspective, the people who just beat up Dustin, right? They're friends with that dude.
Right.
And they're just like, Eddie, the whole town thinks Eddie's a piece of shit. They also think Eddie's a piece of shit. And now they got Dustin being a cocksucker to him, doing, fucking shit to them, and he's catching a beating for it.
Right.
Like, sorry, not
I
sorry. Again,
That's a good.
from
It's
the
a really good
perspective of
perspective.
them,
It's a really good way to look at it, honestly.
Right.
from their perspective, that he kind of deserved an ass kicking. From our perspective, because we have all the information, yeah, we're like, oh, poor Dustin. No, Sorry.
Yeah. I got a second clue.
Second clue. Here we go. Second
First
clue.
clue is perfection. Second clue is drill.
Drill.
Real.
Hmm. Drill.
What the hell? All right.
Yeah.
Start the
That's
timer again.
you're freaking me out. You're freaking me out. All right. Perfection and drill. Those are the two clues that we have. It's, I am stumped.
I'll be honest, I thought perfection was from the meme perfection. So
Right.
You and Eric had the same guess, but good guess, but no.
What was the guess?
we had the same one.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
both, you and Eric both have the exact same guess. Armageddon.
Right.
From drill.
How do you get to Armageddon from perfection?
Wait, you said
Well,
you said Jubal and Eric had the same one, or me and Eric had the same one?
No, you and
No,
Eric.
you and Eric.
I'm sorry. I thought I misunderstood. All right.
All right. All right, so we need a third clue. So I wanna throw this out there. Going back to the cave in Arizona, he's clearly afraid of something that's in there. I think this is something that Eric and I had talked about before. Has there been so far any reference to that, or is that new stuff that we haven't discovered anything
No.
about yet?
I can't recall anything.
I think it's new stuff.
So that's new stuff. So there's some kind of
Yeah.
mystery there about Arizona. I was like, maybe he went there with his family, but that can't be it because he smoked his family, right?
Smoked his own family. Yeah.
So
Yeah. This is not a Joe Dirt situation where he's pissed because he got left at the Grand Canyon.
right. So
That's
like
what turned him into Vecna.
right. Right. So what the hell is going on? That's weird, right? And you had kind of an interesting theory about that, Eric, if you want to go into it. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's pretty far-fetched. It's just that um I guess in some lore, Vecna is, defeated by some vampire knight.
In Dungeons and Dragons lore is what you're
Yeah, in
talking.
Dungeons and Dragons lore, Vecna is defeated by a vampire knight, and caves have bats. That's why he uses bats. It's kind of like the Batman thing where it's like, make others,
Share
dread
your
your
fear.
dread,
Right.
type of thing. And maybe that's why he uses bats, like, demon bats
Hmm.
in the Upside Down. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched. It's pretty
Yeah.
like it's held on by
it's gonna be pretty lame if the final
by a
season of the
thin
show is
thread
the cowering from bats or something.
So I don't really think that's
No,
it.
bats!
But it was just a part of like brainstorming, like why a cave, why, potentially if this is the, Grand Canyon, what would be it? And I'm trying to think of anything scary about that.
Right.
Obviously being left behind, getting stuck, creatures, bats, any kind of wildlife. I don't know. Yeah, I
You
think
know
it's
what?
something.
It could be a rising tide. Got stuck in the cave from the rising tide.
Hmm.
Barb was the first one we saw die in a pool, right? Water. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean,
Re-
like
re-
ordinarily, I would go like, come on. But that's literally just as good as what I just did. So
I know
it's
I'm
literally
reaching,
just as
but
good. So
Yeah, I
if you're
just
stuck in a cave during rising
Yeah,
tide, you could drown, right?
yeah.
And then Barb was killed in a pool. There's all this justice for Barb stuff that keeps happening. I mean, they had a cast reunion and Barb showed up. People went bananas. And that was a while ago, but
Yeah.
people still remember her. So maybe that is something. And I know it's a whole different show, but Welcome to Derry, we have the meteorite that keeps it away.
right.
Maybe there's something in that cave that keeps Vecna away.
Hmm.
We don't know about yet.
Because it's like we're still not exactly sure what space Max and her are occupying exactly. Are they in the cave?
Right.
Are they in like some astral world or something? Is it the location that's giving them, or is that like her? I mean, who knows? So we'll find out, I'm sure. But
Yeah, of
I
course.
hope they don't just find some kryptonite that, like, just defeats Vecna. I don't think.
I don't think they're going to go that route. They've still got a long way to go. So, how about this? Any predictions as far as what's going to happen with eight? Was anybody surprised, by the way, to see eight was behind the door?
No, really.
I mean,
Well,
Alex
it was like
Alex called it.
because I brought it up on our last podcast, and when they showed her, I was like, "There we go. Okay, so that's the next piece of the puzzle." Um, so I wasn't shocked to see her. I don't even know what the word is. I was like relieved, maybe. I don't even know if relieved because I didn't think she was a strong character, but there she
Yeah.
is.
I
Uh,
saw so initially I did kind of think it might have been Vecna behind the door initially.
Mhm,
And that came from trying to spitball why he was taking the kids.
mhm,
Certainly Holly, right? I was like, okay, maybe he is trapped by the military and he can't get out, and so he's taking Holly to kind of force them to release him, to like
mhm.
to force Hopper and Eleven to actually come to his aid when of course they would never do that normally. And
Right.
that's why he took Holly. As it was getting closer and I realized it wasn't Vecna, then to me, yeah, it became obvious it was eight. And I was telling Jubal, I said the other thing that made it obvious was about 2 days before the the show came out, I was watching one of those like variety interviews where they interview the whole cast, and they're like, who's most likely to like sing, and who's
Right.
who's the who's got the best playlist, all
Who
that kind
makes
of
the
shit,
best
right?
sandwiches?
Right, all that kind of shit. And what I noticed in like a 20-minute interview, they brought up that episode in season two like three times,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, okay.
That's kind of a
Like
giveaway.
like it was kind of a giveaway. Like they really want people to remember that you hated that episode.
Right.
When normally you wouldn't want to remind people about an episode that everybody hated, right?
Mm.
But they brought it up like three times about how much you hated this episode. Almost like kind of going like wink wink, we're about to make it like at least have some kind of tread on that tire. And that's what it obviously is. I think the last 3 year or God, it's probably been like 6 years. The last three seasons, um, they've heard nothing but that episode sucks donkey balls, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, we have to do something to make that episode mean anything. Because
Right.
that was the big thing. I do agree with Jubal when he said they were probably trying to do a spin-off. They wanted to see if it had traction, and it didn't, and they shit canned it. And we haven't heard anything from it since. I do think that that's what happened originally, but after years and years of going, it's the worst episode. I can't believe you guys did that. It ruined season two, blah, blah, blah. They finally were like, okay, well, now we're at least going to like
Finish the
have it
story.
mean something so that when
Right.
you
Nah,
rewatch the
now
whole
we got
series
you.
again,
So
it's
time for
got
another
some
clue.
gravitas to it.
It's got some legs. It's got some legs.
Clue number 3.
Clue 3.
Let's go in. Stampede.
Oh, no, no, I'm just kidding. No.
Stampede.
that's still Armageddon. I don't know what you're talking about.
I love Armageddon. They should be.
Hmm. Stampede.
I don't even know, dude.
I just sent in a guess. I'm sure I'm wrong.
No, I did too. Mine's dumb, but whatever.
Mine's dumb too. I'm gonna see
Jubal
if
and
I can
Joe both
match.
had the same guess, but
Shut the fuck up.
You had the same. Oh, hold on, hold on. I'm
Same
gonna see
guess,
if I
but
can
it's-
triple it up.
City
I want to see if I
Slickers
can
is
triple it
not.
up.
City Slickers is not the ace.
Oh, that's a good guess though.
It wasn't a
How about
drill.
mine?
It wasn't a drill. It was an
No,
espresso
no.
machine.
I
No,
don't
nobody
care.
tried yet.
Shit. Dude, City Slickers isn't a bad guess.
Just because of Stampede, though.
Yeah. City
Like-
Slickers is pretty good.
Alex is messing with us. There's something about perfection. Something about perfection that it's bouncing in my head. All right, I'm gonna have to keep thinking about it. I got to go to clue 4. So, also, am I out of line? Am I out of line right now if I say that with all respect to everyone involved, that Max is suddenly quite attractive. Is that weird? Because I feel like
You're on your own here, bro.
I feel like in season
Like,
four,
So
in
go
season
somewhere.
4, she was not grown up, but in this season, she really seems very grown up.
So let me just say the cast has aged differently. We've definitely seen some of them come into their own, and some of them are also very awkward
Right.
still. I would say Max is not in the awkward category.
Right, like the age differential between how, how gangly they all are is not the same among all the different actors and actresses, and it's
I
like
don't know. I don't know. Still, they're still like. I mean, even though they're older now, but I still see them as teenagers. You
I
know,
no
they're
Right.
I
And that's fair. I will say, I mean, she's obviously, I just looked it up, she's obviously 23.
mhm.
So it's not like weird. But I do think she has
She seems much more adult.
she
She's got the whole brave look about her, which I understand that. She's got the big bushy red hair and everything. Yeah, I get that.
I think
Yeah.
it's more that she's old Hollywood pretty is what it is.
Hmm.
okay.
It's like I know you guys don't watch wrestling, but I watch it sometimes, and my wife every once in a while she sees this and she happens to be redhead too. It's a lady female wrestler named Becky Lynch.
Hmm.
And she just finds Becky Lynch to be like beautiful. You know how some people are like, "Oh, she's hot," or "She's
Hmm.
sexy," or and some women are beautiful, right?
Hmm.
And she finds like Becky Lynch to have
Sorry,
like
excuse me.
kind of
Becky.
like Hollywood actress type of beauty. And I think that is
Okay.
what Sadie Sink, this actress, has grown into,
Hmm.
has turned into this like old Hollywood kind of. She's just a beautiful woman. I wouldn't look at Sadie Sink and say she's hot, or
Right, 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 right,
like I'm not like lusting at. I don't think she's like sexy. I think she's a beautiful woman.
right, right.
She's a
It
beautiful
just
young woman.
it almost like pulls me out of it because I'm like, she just seems so much older than all the other kids in the cast, and in a
I
way,
could see
right?
that.
It's like I'm just like, that's weird,
She's
right?
not as hot
But
as Dustin.
Dustin's pretty hot.
Like
Uh,
Steve in real life is like 32.
is he? Okay, okay. So,
So bookmark
another.
it right there, bookmark it right there, and then rewind and cut all that out and then go.
No, no,
I mean, if you can't say that a 23-year-old woman is beautiful, I
no,
mean, it's like,
yeah, I'm not, I don't have like a hair doll of her or anything, guys. Come on.
right, right. To
I'm
me,
just
to me,
saying,
I think that
I'm
that's a
just saying
lot different.
she's
Like saying that,
strikingly attractive in an adult way, and that is weird because she's supposed to be a kid, right? That's what I'm
And
saying.
I'll tell you this too, she does kind of stand out because honestly, the rest of the cast has a different appearance than what you'd expect from like a normal Hollywood cast.
Hmm.
yeah.
Uh, so she stands out there.
Hmm.
Um, but you were also asking about predictions for the next few episodes. I'm going to stand by my prediction that Lucas is going to sacrifice himself to save his sister.
Hmm.
When she showed up
uh,
in the last episode,
that's one of the weaknesses too. And for several years now, she's little sister. I swear.
yeah.
I don't mind her at
She,
all. That's weird.
Yeah,
I-
we said the
and
same
then,
thing.
What's going to piss me off is that if Lucas, instead of sacrificing himself to save his sister, is if he instead ends up getting his ass whooped by all the bullies, as we clarified earlier, because he's standing up for Dustin. That's going to really bum me out.
Right.
Like, granted, if he sacrifices himself standing up for his sister, that's very tropey. Um, I'm okay with that versus him standing up for Dustin and like losing the rest of the season because he stood up for Dustin. I'm not saying he might die standing up for Dustin, but I'm saying he might be sidelined. You know, uh, that'll disappoint me. Um, I think it's a really dumb way to go. And then
Hmm.
I'm also going to stick with um, somehow one and Vecna are going to separate, and one is going to assist in the defeat of Vecna.
Interesting. That'll be interesting to see how that works. See, I had kind of a thought as we were watching the episodes that and I, I don't know, maybe I'm right. I'm throw it out to you guys and you can tell me what you think. That Vecna really is dead, right? That they really did kill him at the end of season 4, and that Will is going to be the big bad. Like,
So like what we're seeing, like literally with the
is
memory.
basically Will inheriting
Okay.
the upside down and like becoming more in tune with it and then eventually taking it over and becoming the new Vecna, right? Will is going to be the new Vecna and then he's going to have to face off with his friends. That was the kind of the feeling that I got in the last episode, is that that's a possibility.
That's kind of a lot to do in 3 episodes, though,
It is.
or 3
It
or 4
is.
episodes. But
It is.
I will say,
not
have you
last clue,
seen?
but another clue.
Oh, another clue. Okay. All right. Clue
Uh,
4. Clue 4.
so I think now somebody might be getting it because I got 2 more. Let's see. The next clue: geographic isolation.
Geographic isolation.
Bro.
That's a long clue. Yeah, that's a long clue.
I don't even want to write that down.
I was gonna say, if you look, I'm gonna look at it right now. If you look at the run times for the first 4 episodes, so you got 1 hour, 11 minutes, 57 minutes, 1 hour, 9 minutes, and then number 4 was 126,
Right.
right? These are the run times for the next 3: 143, 141, 158.
Wow.
Wow. And then the
So
next
they're
one, the
basically
last
like
is
3
over 2
movies.
episodes. And the
Yeah,
last
those,
episode is
Yeah.
over 2 hours.
And then the last one that comes out on New Year's Eve is just 1 episode. And it's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
wow.
Right. So that's what I'm saying about the budget. Like
Right.
if it's $100 million more than Endgame,
Right, right.
we're
No,
getting that many hours out of it.
I get that, but that's a lot of storytelling
Yeah.
that's going
Yeah,
to happen.
that's what I want to get to, is that there are 4 episodes left, but it's really like 8
Right, right,
episodes left.
Yeah, pretty much if you think about it.
right. So
You
they
know.
could do a
They
lot
could
in
do a
that amount
lot.
of time.
Yeah.
So I'm just suggesting.
I'll say this. This is what I would call feature length movie times that we didn't get from the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when Game of Thrones said
Yeah,
there's only
that's
going to be
true.
6 episodes, but they're all going to be feature length. Well,
And they
then
were
they
like
should be 1 hour,
69
45 minutes
yeah.
to 2 hours apiece. And if I'm not mistaken, the longest one, which was the battle with the Night King, was like 113.
Right.
It was like an hour 13.
Right.
And so, that to me, of all the issues that people had with season 8, I think that the fact that it felt rushed, I think is the most reasonable, because they probably should have had about 2 or 3 hours minimum
Right.
more in the episodes,
So
overall on timing.
right. So we've seen 4 episodes of this season, but and people, you think it's like half of it, but really it's only like a third of it. There's still
Yeah,
there's still a lot to
it
go.
really
Yeah,
is
no
almost.
kidding, huh?
It's almost like just a third. Yeah,
Interesting.
because
Okay.
these were the
That's
4 shortest episodes, and I'll tell you that one that was like 126. It felt long, not in a bad way.
Right.
It felt long in like a good way.
It felt
so
full.
so the next 3
Right.
episodes actually altogether have a longer running time than these next 3 episodes have a longer running time than these 4 episodes that we released.
I think they do,
Yeah.
or it's pretty freaking close. Yeah,
Right.
and
Well, at the
certainly the
very
next
least,
4 have
yeah.
significantly more. Right.
Right. Right. So I'm just prepping you guys for, we may have some infighting among the kids. I'm just thinking, I'm not entirely convinced that Will has completely expelled the shadow demon. So just throwing that out there.
No, he hasn't. I mean, that's the only way I think he can use the powers, is if he has the
Yeah.
connection to Vecna.
Right. Exactly.
So I think what might happen is they'll have to, if they kill Vecna, they kill Will.
Hmm.
Unless they separate one from Vecna.
Yeah, that might happen.
I'm sending you a guess, Alex. I'm sure it's wrong.
What was the latest clue again?
Geographic isolation.
Isolation.
No guesses are correct yet.
Damn. Okay. All right. Give us clue number 5. Let us have clue number 5.
What's on clue number 4? Wait,
4.
oh, it's 5 now. So
It
you
is
want me to
5?
tell
Oh,
you all the
There's 4.
guesses?
It's perfection, drill, stampede, and geographic
perfect.
isolation.
So,
Okay.
I'll give you all the guesses so far. Jubal has guessed Gattaca, City Slickers, and Arachnophobia.
Mm.
Joe has guessed X-Men First Class, Armageddon, City Slickers, The Abyss, and The Ghost in the Darkness. And then Eric has done Limitless, Lucy, Armageddon, Lion King, and The Princess Bride.
Hmm. The
So,
Princess Bride.
Perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Final
just don't know
clue.
if that's my
Final
that's
clue. If you
just
don't get
my
this one,
opinion.
if you don't get this one, I can give you another clue that will definitely give it away. I think this one, somebody ought to get it with this one. One big smorgasbord.
Oh, okay. All right. I got it. I got it.
Good.
I have no clue.
Put this baby to bed.
Yeah, you got it.
Got it.
Right. That's Jubal's first one.
So
Yeah. It is. It is.
that's what it is. See, it was perfection was what was screwing me up.
Well, can you
Yeah,
tell?
yeah,
because
you
I don't
got it.
got, I don't have
That was-
the
that was-
slightest
You
clue.
guys have no idea. Do you
That
want
was
to? Do you
the
want
fifth
to?
clue, bro. No, you
Okay.
got it. What is
All
it?
right, I'll give you one last clue.
One last
Okay.
clue.
All right, graboids. That's it. Graboids.
Jesus Christ.
That's not even a clue. What are you talking about? It's just a giveaway. Tremors
still
is
don't
the
know.
name.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Tremors.
Tremors. Yeah, Tremors.
Tremors.
Fuck.
So Tremors takes place in perfection. That's why I see. I knew it. I
Oh.
knew it. It was not. It was a place. It was not a quality.
Perfection, Nevada.
Yeah.
Where they place drill
No,
because the
it's good.
construction guys.
Yeah.
Stampede because Stampede or
Right.
and
Right.
geographic isolation. There was the whole reason that
It was.
Reba moved there.
That's
Yep.
right. It's one big
No,
smorgasbord.
Geographic
it
isolation.
Well
makes total
done.
sense now.
Well done, sir. That first clue. I knew there was something off about that first clue. I knew it. So next time I'm gonna be on to your shenanigans. Okay, so to wrap up, any final predictions? I am still predicting that Steve and Nancy end up together, and that Jonathan gives his life to save them in some fashion. What do you guys think? Am I on or off? Or who is Nancy going to end up with?
I would say, yeah, I think that's a totally reasonable
Maybe she winds up with murder.
prediction.
That would be so good. That's right. That's right. He speaks Russian to her. So, so Steve and Nancy have to end up together, right? Don't they?
I mean, I don't think they have to,
They kind of
but
have to, don't they? I mean,
Mm.
would anything else feel right?
maybe it's because
I
I don't find her the least bit attractive, so I don't care
Well,
at all.
but that's not. It's
Because
not about you. It's
I
about
don't.
them.
I don't see
I
a
know,
story.
I know, but it's just like that whole love triangle. It's like,
I mean, I don't see a storyline where it'll be satisfying to have what's his name sacrifice himself for her and Steve. You know,
Yeah, I know what
it's
you
kind
mean.
of it's kind of the same thing with like Joe's theory about Lucas sacrificing himself for his little sister. I'm kind of like, I don't want to see like a main character sacrifice himself for like a
Minor
sixth grade
character.
character on the show. You know, yeah, and so it's like
nothing wrong with her.
I can't see it being satisfying. You know?
Right.
And if like as opposed to 11 sacrifices herself for everybody, or Mike sacrifices himself for 11, et cetera, et cetera.
I think, Alex, it's because you only have brothers. You don't
Mm.
realize that she is exactly what an annoying little sister is like. Because I have sisters.
I'm sure of that.
So she is. So it's like it's hard for me not to like the character when the character is doing exactly what the character should be doing.
Right. Right.
It's when like Jubal talks about shows and movies that he likes more when people act in the same way people would act in those scenarios, in real life and stuff. For me, she is a little sister, a snotty little sister, who doesn't think her brother is cool, or her fucking any of his friends are cool and stuff like that. It's like, so I can't get mad at the character when the character does exactly what it's supposed to
Right.
do.
I get that. I get that. And I'm not mad at her. I think she does a great job as the
I
little
think she does a
sister.
great job.
I mean, I feel like one of the criticisms I think is fair is that at this point there's kind of a cast bloat on the show, where it's like there's a
Which is
lot of
why I didn't
characters
understand
now.
Holly. When you
Right.
had Erica already,
Yeah.
you could have
Right.
done the same thing with Erica.
And then
True.
I would say, honestly, like Mac probably should have died last season, like just because that would have been like kind of a Empire Strikes Back.
It would have been. It would have been. It almost would have had like higher stakes if
Right.
Max had died, right?
And,
Like
and
if
so
Max
now
had
that it kind of feels like the storyline is kind of there, but it doesn't really feel as important as the other one yet.
right,
Maybe it's
right.
built up, building up to something, but it kind of feels like she's a bit of a superfluous character at this point,
Right.
But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Any
So-
final predictions from you guys on what's going to happen in the next 3 episodes before we?
My prediction is just that if they have to kill Vecna, but they also have to kill Will in order to do it.
Mhm. All right, Eric, you got anything?
Yeah. Oh, Bueller. Oh, me or Bueller?
No, you. I already gave mine. I'm good.
Okay, so my prediction is that speaking of cast bloat, my prediction is that Eddie will be back. And everybody's like, oh, but they said up and down Eddie's not coming back. Right. That's exactly why I think Eddie's going to be back. Like there's you like Marvel has completely jaded me to that. It's like when it's like he doth protest too much. If Marvel says something is definitely not happening, there's like a 50% chance it's happening.
Right.
So when you come out there and you're like, Eddie's not back,
Okay, so
he's got all these projects. I'm like,
I
okay.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the character kind of shows up in some sort of vision or something. But I think
Eddie coming back,
just like strumming,
I think Eddie coming back though makes sense because that is what will cure Dustin of his dickishness, right?
I think it is possible that Eddie will come back. He was attacked by demon bats, and he is stuck in the Upside Down. I think he can come back and help them in the Upside Down, but he cannot come back out of the Upside Down.
Interesting. So he's like zombie Eddie.
He's like a zombie Eddie, or he's the Vampire Knight, or something like that.
Right.
Right. But I think that he won't be able to come back with them.
Interesting.
And so Dustin will have that kind of like you said, like kind of freedom of his dickishness, but he still can be sad, that Eddie's not.
Right. Right. Interesting. Okay. So I think that's a good prediction. It'll be interesting to see if that takes place. And with that, we're going to call it. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time around.